Can people truly change? The fact that you're trying to be better is improvement. I believe people can change if they truly want to. Consistency is key. Please keep at it. We need more good people in the world. I kind of went through this realization several years back. It helped a lot to listen to good people. I watch rabbis talking about life and such. Not saying go watch rabbis, but find people on YouTube you find positive and happy and learn from them. A sentence here and a sentence there goes a long way. There is no tangible reward for being a good person. There isn't a way to quantify how good or bad someone is, so it's hard to know where you sit on the line. Yep, they sure can. Of course, anyone can change. Bad at the core? Or is it empty schizoid core? NPD BPD. Cluster B. Start looking that up if you feel bad for what you have done, probably borderline personality disorder or oppositional defiance disorder. As someone who used to be homeless, sleeping in a tent in the woods for a couple months, yes, I have changed. I got off drugs, which is why I was homeless in the first place, moved to a different state to start fresh. It was tough, but it was the best decision I ever made. Story time. For years, I suffered from chronic pain. It made me miserable. Some days I could barely walk. I was depressing and cynical. And I honestly don't understand how I had any friends in this position. My senior year of college, I got an implant that basically blocked the pain signal from reaching my brain. That semester, so many of the people I interacted with over my years of college remarked how I was happier. I'm groundedly optimistic and cheerful now. It was like a switch flipped and I didn't notice it for months. So yes, it is possible for people to change. And I'm proud of you for trying. Imagine a person who said, "I'm trans, it's who I am at my core. But last year I decided to be straight, but it just isn't working." Now imagine the comments Reddit would give you about how you shouldn't hide your true self, how you need to be who you are and not be fake or change for others. You haven't specified what you're doing all the time that convinces you that you are a bad person, so it's hard for us to judge. But if being good is so miserable for you, why not give being bad another try? Maybe for the next year, you try being the best you can at being bad. Really being the best worst you can possibly be. Then compare how you felt after 1 year of goodness vs 1 year of badness. Not everyone can be Spider-Man. To paraphrase Judge Smails, the world needs Green Goblins too. I think the opposite. Do people ever stop changing? The reason there is the trope of cringing at your younger self is because you've changed. No. Sure, if you believe you can also, what is and isn't a good person can be subjective. Maybe you are a good person in other people's opinion, but you don't think so for some reason. I think people can change. I think they just have to put in the effort and want to change. Yes, it is not easy, but people absolutely can change. Edit. In your case, be patient. A ship in the ocean take a long time to turn, so do people. Just keep at it, every day, regardless of results. The problem with being a good person is that the rewards are not as quick to arrive. You have to do it assuming no reward beyond being able to look at yourself in the mirror. You can be a good person and you are in the right path. With commitment and consistency anyone can. It's a learning process and we honestly never will stop changing. You grow as you learn. I'm doing so myself and it takes time. Yay, they can change. Firstly, you're doing great being willing to actively change yourself. That's a truly good thing. What works in my case is methodically analyzing what are my shortcomings and why do they exist. Then coming with a plan. Self-discipline and forming habits are very important. Do not neglect these. Finally, reward yourself by doing some harmless things you like after applying discipline. Most importantly, you have to establish what are your criteria for good and bad. After you establish your healthy criteria on what is good and bad, stick to it. Make sure you also have a strong motivation and you know your reason for your desire to change. Good luck. The biggest barrier for a person is their own thinking. If you think you cannot change, then you are right. But if you think you will get better, then you have already succeeded. 50 from awareness and being able to make an action plan. No one can ever change. I used my siblings as case study. How they were when they were younger is the exact same thing they are. The amplitude might be low or high due to the generation of conscience through rebuke, but the character is like an incurable virus. Advice. Never try to advise or rebuke an adult for a change in character. You are gonna waste your energy and time. Yeah, people can change, but it's almost always difficult and slow. But just because they can change doesn't mean they will. They also have to want to change and want it more than they want to keep making the same choices. Why do you think you're a bad person? It depends, but most of the time people can change.